Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, make sure you check us out on Patreon at www.patreon.com/Hookah Anonymous _. You guys been telling us to create one for the longest, so we recently created a community where we will upload videos that we can't share on YouTube due to their guidelines, but we'll also be dropping the latest to there first, behind the scenes information that you wouldn't find anywhere else on our socials. So make sure you become a member, and after you do that, head over to our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _ and follow us there. Now without further ado, let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, this is just what the feds do, y'all. When you think you go home and they grant you that bond hearing, they end up bringing out new evidence that you never even knew you had, or something bringing up new cases that you never even knew you had, which forces the judge to keep you based on whatever it is that's presented. They did the same exact thing to Lil Durk when he went for his bond hearing. Everyone just knew he was getting out because of course you assume he had the money. If not, you assume he got the property to put up, and on top of that, we heard the label gave him money to put up for his bond. But like I stated in the last video about Loose Cannon and Bricc Baby in court, having money don't matter in federal bond hearings. And to be honest, I don't even know why they have them, because majority of the time, the person attending them, chances of getting released are slim to none. At this point, I'm sure the only reason they have them is because it's a part of the court process of the law. But in the back of the DA's heads, they already know you're not going nowhere. They just have to carry on with the process. Now, aside from the paperwork that was presented, and finally getting intel on what the real indictment has included in regards to Bricc Baby, we have some interesting information that it told us. Not only things that'll make you side-eye Bricc Baby, but things that will also make you question Adam 22 and what's really going on up there at No Jumper. Now, with that being said, for one, before it was all types of theories and allegations of Bricc Baby allegedly cooperating, you know, everybody was kind of 50-50. But I think now information that was included in the indictment, based off wiretaps that was captured, I think it may confirm the allegation after all. Like I said before, it was nothing but allegation and theories, and now this time it's coming from the feds themselves, and I think it's safe to say that Bricc Baby got some explaining to do. Either one or two things: the feds lying or the information is fake, and I don't think it's neither one. So we're going to get into everything concerning Bricc Baby and the allegations, along with Adam 22. But before we do, make sure you hit that thumbs up button so we can get this video into the algorithm, and if you're not subscribed to the platform already, make sure you do so now. Let's get into it. Let's start off with a piece of the information included in the paperwork, as it would say, quote, "Defendant is now charged with multiple counts of possessing firearms and ammunition, all in violation of 18 U.S.C. The first charge stems from defendant shooting 3 bullets in a business parking lot in July 2022 to ward off would-be robbers. The second charge involves all the firearms and ammunition found at this home in June of 2023. Both of these charges followed 5 felony convictions from 2010, 2012, 2014, 2016, and 2020 respectively, while the pre-trial services report includes a longer criminal history with out-of-state convictions. Sheesh. So they're saying before he was caught with the firearms that they're talking about in 2022 and in 2023, he already had 5 felony convictions, which made him a prior convicted felon from 2010, 2012, 2014, 2016, and 2020. Now I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I don't tell anybody what to do, but it looks like being a criminal is not Bricc Baby's thing at all. 5 felony convictions, and if you look at the years, it seemed like 2 is his number. I don't know. From 2010, you got 2012, then 2014, then 2016, back to back to back. It seems like the longest he probably stayed out of trouble within the last couple years have been 2 years in duration. Now, real quick recap, right? They say in a nutshell, in 2022, Bricc Baby was arrested for letting off a firearm in the parking lot after allegedly 3 people approached him to rob him. Bricc was arrested due to him being a prior convicted felon, and as y'all know, felons aren't supposed to be in possession of a firearm under no circumstances. It don't matter whether someone is trying to harm you, rob you, whatever. You are not to have a weapon if you are a prior convicted felon. Now, police would later conduct a raid on Bricc Baby's home in 2023 because I guess they felt like Bricc Baby had more than the weapon that they caught in the parking lot. Within that raid, they would find another firearm, but this time it was an AK-47. So now that's 2 weapons he was caught with, and keep in mind Bricc Baby is a convicted felon. Now if y'all remember, Wack 100 been calling Bricc an informant for the longest, and every time he does, he goes back to this case asking Bricc Baby what happened and how was he allowed to get out of that jam without serving any jail time when he's a known convicted felon that was caught with an AK-47 and a prior pistol, which is a good question. Now Bricc will never fully answer Wack straight up, but instead he will also send subliminals and tell the world that he never snitched and would never cooperate with them people. Sounds good. Now in the next piece of the paperwork, it'll say, quote, after law enforcement seized those weapons and arrested defendant, he continued undeterred. In March 2024, defendant erupted at his place of employment, threatening individuals in a room and online with death, fighting security, and later admitting to possessing a firearm during that incident. Throughout 2024, defendant made claims online of unaliving people and threatening to do the same to others. Then, on March 18, 2025, the day before his arrest in this case, defendant went on a live video podcast with someone who he had previously threatened to unalive. During the podcast, sitting across from that person, defendant brandished and pretty much they're going to say a firearm. Now, when it comes to the whole threatening and stuff that they're referring to, if y'all remember that podcast episode on No Jumper, where Bricc Baby pretty much blacked out on everybody, which happens to be security, some of his own Rolling 60 members, in the whole 9 yards. He made threats about what he would have did if certain YT people wasn't around. He started naming names and alleging certain people did certain things. Just everything that can self-incriminate a person, he did it. And yes, Bricc is to blame for that, but like I told y'all before, this is why street business is never to be put on social media addressing a street situation, because it's a recipe for disaster. As long as you're upset and you're on social media addressing it, something that happened in the streets, you're bound to say something that'll incriminate you if you really live in that life. Mainly because you're trying to prove a point, but the problem is, the point you're trying to prove may include crime. Why? Because it's street business. Simple as that. And judging from the clip of him going crazy, to be honest, it seemed like not only was he upset, but it looked like he also may have had some liquid courage in his system, which is another recipe for disaster. But it happened, and now it's in the paperwork. And another thing that's included in there, as y'all see, they mentioned the firearm that he had in his possession while on the podcast with his rival Loose Cannon. Now, if y'all been keeping count, to our knowledge, that's the 3rd firearm that they caught him with, from the one in the parking lot to the one they found during the raid, and then now this one that he was on No Jumper with, all while being a convicted felon. So of course they were watching, and Bricc Baby, being Bricc Baby, he would go to the furthest extent to let Loose Cannon know he had it on him, as he would lean back exaggeratedly just to show the firearm that he had on his hip. Well, the feds seen it too, and this was the day before he was arrested. Now, we told y'all before something didn't seem right with that situation. Why? Because for one, there's no weapons that's allowed at No Jumper, so how was he allowed to have one in front of the camera, in front of everybody? But then also, why would he knowingly have a weapon, go in front of a camera and show that he got it, knowing that he was fighting cases? What person in their right mind is going to crash out like that? Because you're basically telling the police to come and get you. Simple as that. Now, when it comes to the next piece of information, this was used to deny his bail, as they claim that Bricc Baby hasn't learned his lesson, and in a nutshell, he's like a menace to society in their eyes. According to the paperwork, he made threats to unalive his own baby mother, and also was caught on wiretaps threatening to put hands on her. In this clip of the paperwork, it will say, quote, but on June 20th, 2023, a second person accused defendant of the same conduct. That day, defendant's significant other, KC, stated, quote, you pulled a weapon out on me with your daughter. You pulled the weapon out on me in front of your effing daughter. You pointed a weapon at me with your... Defendant responded, I don't give a F N-word. I don't give a F B-word. Ever since I've been with you. Now, judging from the paperwork, Bricc Baby has been denied bond and bail due to a slew of things, but to sum it all up, is based off wiretaps where they got him red-handed admitting to certain crimes and events, and then the other half is basically his criminal background and things he did while still out fighting his last case. In this part of the paperwork, Bricc Baby is accused of pulling a firearm out on his own baby mother, which the feds caught on wiretaps, and that's being used against him as well. And to make matters worse, they also have him saying that he would unalive his baby mother and put it on his gang, which means he meant it. And then it says that Bricc told someone on the wiretaps that he knows what it feels like to take someone's life and go to school and play basketball the next day. Sheesh. I don't know how or why he would go about saying things like this on the phone or any way he could be recorded, but he did, and now they're on him. And what Bricc has to realize is that he's not done being investigated as a whole. The whole reason they only swooped in now is because he became too much of a risk and seemed like he was doing more damage than anything while out, especially once they seen him get on No Jumper with a whole firearm on his hip. But when you get into the paperwork, it's clear that a lot of the stuff they have on him is due to his own negligence. From admitting he got a firearm on him on camera, down to the name of his crew that he continuously puts out there called Kill Squad. Like, you can't have an open case, can't be fighting cases, ducking an indictment, a RICO, but admitting that you rep a gang known as Kill Squad, right? My first question during cross-examination would be, well, how did you guys get that name? Then my next question would be, why do you guys go by that name? And of course he's gonna lie and give a weird answer that's far from the truth, but the point is to just show the jury that not only is he a liar, but you are a part of a gang and it's called Kill Squad, right? Now at that point, that's all the jury needs to hear, and they already made up their mind. Now let's get into the part that puts the icing on the cake for everything, and is the reason we believe Bricc Baby may be allegedly cooperating with them people. Now in this part of the paperwork, it will say, quote, on March 6, 2023, defendant told KC that the police were acting stupid, that he was tired of doing what they told him to, and that he was ready to shoot the mother of his child. Later that day, defendant told another unidentified male that he could unalive the mother of his child on 6/0. On March 28, 2023, defendant said that he would body slam the mother of his child on her neck to stop playing with him. In the same call, defendant discussed how it felt to unalive someone and have to go to school and play basketball the next day. Now let's rewind real quick. It stated that Bricc Baby, aka the defendant, told KC that the police were acting stupid and that he was tired of doing what they told him to do. Now what does that mean? What do you mean by that? Let me just tell y'all this, right? None of this is 100% confirmed, like I always tell y'all, and it's all allegations at this point. However, what does it mean when someone says the police are stupid and they're tired of doing what they're telling them to do? Because what are they telling him what to do, right? Now, as we know, a lot of people are working with them people undercover, and these days guys are getting paid salaries just to cooperate, right? It's like going deep cover, Donnie Brasco-ish, you know, like literally these guys out here cooperating undercover, and you would never, ever know. No, ever. And that's pretty much self-explanatory, man. Now I'll let y'all ponder on that, and to end it off, to be honest with y'all, Adam, right? They're saying that they have wiretaps or surveillance on things that happened at No Jumper, and this goes back to Adam. He admitted sitting down with the feds, admitted he gave up some stuff in which he never specified what the stuff was, and judging from these indictments stating that some of the wiretaps were from No Jumper, who else would have given that to them? And also there's a guy who posted a video on YouTube, but I forgot his name. He stated that he knows, allegedly, No Jumper the studio is bugged, which means surveillance or audio capturing devices were planted in there purposely to listen in on certain people. Now shout out to Keep It G News, because as I was looking for that video, I stumbled across his, speaking on the whole situation of it being bugged at No Jumper. So that's something y'all also got to pay attention to as well. But that's pretty much it, y'all. It's a lot going on. Keep in mind, they're saying that Bricc may be dragged into Lil Durk's RICO as well. So He got a lot going on these days, man. And it's ironic because if y'all remember, Adam said that nothing in the indictment includes the time Bricc Baby been messing with him and No Jumper. But the indictment seemed like it's solely based off Bricc being at No Jumper. Right? But anyway, y'all let us know what y'all think about this and what's going on. Do you think Bricc is really cooperating? And what do y'all think the future holds for these guys within this RICO indictment? Y'all jump in the comments, let me know what y'all think about this. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'ma keep on dropping. And I'm out.